Alright guys, doing the fuel system install. Just going to give a little bit of stuff on this one. I ain't going to go 100% in depth. But I already pulled the factory one out. It's got a lock ring on there. Take your tool, chisel, whatever. It's easier if you get the right tool. Pop it off. Your seat back here, just lift the corner of it, pop it out, pop it up on each side, pops out. Pull that off and plug it. These two wires in here go to the fuel level sensor on the passenger side. Your fuel pump is on your driver's side. Then these lines. And here is the module itself. I got the dual pump. I can upgrade it if I need to, but this is what we're running. Fore system, return style. I already took the factory fuel level sensor out of this. You just pull these two clips back and gently pull it out. Unplug it and cut, leave you about 3 inches or so of wire on this. And this is how I got it wired up. This comes on the module. I added the one wire here to the black, which will be ground, and I hooked the other one to the green wire on the module pump harness. Then the yellow one should go to the green one in the tank. Then the black one, of course, will go to this. Then you got to put your lines back on, put a clamp on these, and pop the one line on this one. And I'll show you some more in a second. Okay, I got all those hooked up. Got my clamps around these. Got all these wires hooked up just like I told you a second ago. Got that line hooked up. So I'm gonna finagle it around here and put it in the tank. Okay, you just put your tool on there like so. Sometimes you might have to push down a little bit. We're gonna put the ratchet on here and lock this down. All right, we got that locked down, as you can see. That's where it's supposed to be. Now we got to pull the transfer pump out on the passenger side and put the plug in it and the cap. Alright guys, we're on the passenger side. This is where the transfer pump is. Pop this cover out and it's underneath there. Alright, got the cover off. This is your feed line. The line inside the tank, factory wise, crosses over, feeds into this, comes up and out and goes up to the front of the engine. That's the factory setup. We're taking this off and putting a plug here. So you just push this tab in like so, and it pulls right off. Okay, this is the plug that goes there. Just push it on till it locks. Okay, I had to remove this clip to get that on there. Usually you wouldn't, but in this case I did to make it easier. I'll pull it back off. You just pop that clip out, then it will slide on there all the way. That clip has to set. Let me show you. See this lip? The clip has to be on the back side. Now just reinstall the clip. Okay, I got it back installed. Alright, put my lock ring tool on here. I already popped it off. Sometimes it takes a lot of force to pop them off. Just take your lock ring out, like so. pop this out and lift it out. The regulator on the bottom of this, we got to put this plug in it to block it off, and I'll show you in a second. All right guys, got it pulled out. Right here is what we're removing. Looks like you just pull this clip out and pop that out. Get a screwdriver like so. What this does, this is a regulator, and it sets the pressure to 58 to 60 psi on the factory system, and you're replacing it with a plug because you will no longer need this. And there is an O-ring in there that you need to make sure you get out. Alright, put some dielectric grease on this so I can get it in there and put it in there like so. There is a it's like a type of ground for the fuel pump sending unit there, the fuel level sensor. Just like a little metal washer type deal thing. Just make sure it goes in there like so. Then you'll slide this in all the way, and then the clip will go behind this. Gotta make sure it's seated all the way. Okay, I put it back in there. This clip straddles that, right like that, and goes in like that. I had to take a screwdriver and push up on the clip on this side and that side to get it to go all in, but that's what it does. Just trying to make a video that gets to the point of installing this L2 system. Now I am running boost, so I will have a regulator and boost reference and stuff. I really haven't seen maybe one video on YouTube. I'm just trying to make a quick, get to the point video. Now we're going to put this back in, and it's ready, and start running the wire and everything else. Right, that's how I got the fittings in the hat. The return fitting will go in first. If not, you can't get the feed one in. And I just got that a couple threads on there just to temporarily. Got the tank drop down. I'll show you more about that. Alright guys, on the fuel filter, took all these fittings apart, put the, where'd it go? The supplied thread sealant on all these and retighten them up. And the flow, this is how it goes. That'll go towards the engine. This is for your main feed line, it'll go in it. Then I'll show you on these fittings in a minute. Alright guys, on your hose, put some electrical tape around it, and I'm using a cut-off wheel to cut it. Let me cut this off and I'll show you. Alright, I got that cut. Be sure to take an air blower, blow it out. Take the tape off. And what I'm going to do, found a socket. We'll take the tape off, and we'll take the socket and put it in here so it don't distort the inner layer. And you take a flathead screwdriver and get underneath the stainless steel, if you got this type of line, and work your way up like this. Go up just enough to get this collar in there, whereas Fore Innovation calls it an olive, but it's a sleeve, about like a compression type deal. And you see that little ridge in there at the very end? It'll butt up all against that. But slide your collar over this first and move it out of the way. Then this will go in between the stainless steel and the nylon line. After I get this worked out, I'll put it in there like so. Then you just slide this in, pull the collar up and tighten it up. Put the thread sealant on all the ends. Make sure you get it all the way in there and flush on your ends. Okay guys, got the wiring ran in the trunk. I still got to put the mats and stuff back, but that's what I got so far. This is where I mounted my module. These are goes to the fuel pump, both of them. These, the hob switch, that is the remote turn on. That was the factory fuel pump wire. You wire one of the hob switch wires and the remote wire together. It goes in one, then the other one goes by itself in number two if you're running two pumps. Then I got the ground going here. Then of course I ain't hooked the positive battery terminal up yet because I'm still working on the car. But that's how I got that, and it'll go like so. But I have to put this back. It'll hide all that. I still gotta fix it back, but that's basically how it goes. Guys, here's the inside. Still gotta clean some stuff up, but that's under the back seat. Let's see, I can show you on the all right, the blue with white wire. Let's see. Well, you can see that. Blue with white stripe wire is the driver's side. It goes to the driver's side fuel level sensor. Underneath of this, you'll cut it and put the end on it. The gray one is the passenger side, and of course the small black one is the other fuel level sensor wire. You'll tie it into the black wire on the harness on the fuel pump module. Then the blue with red is supposed to be your remote turn on. So real quick on the plug that I cut off of it. Here's the instructions. I mean, you should have instructions with it, but like I said, the dark blue with white is the driver's side fuel level sensor wire. The blue with gray is the passenger side fuel level sensor wire, and the black one, which will be the small one, it's numbered on the plug too, number 2. Then you don't use the bigger black wire. That is the ground for the factory pump relay. You don't use it. Then you got the blue with red, which will be your remote turn on. It goes to your module. Alright guys, I want to show you about this gas tank, how I run everything. On the gas tank, I got some longer bolts, and I done a 1/2 inch spacer on the straps. You might not have to do that on yours, but I felt I needed to do it on this one just because the lines didn't have very much room when they go up to the top of the tank. And here's how I ran everything. My fuel filter there, my lines all down here. Then they go up behind the left front tire. There's a hole up there. Put some hose around it, some rubber hose so it wouldn't rub. Ran it up underneath the brake booster and out on the return and the feed line. I trimmed this cover right here on the gas tank so my lines would come through. Put the cover back on. Show you one more time. Alright, got the fuel system installed. I did jump it over and turn the system on and set my pressure at 60 psi for now. Might change it depending on what the tuner wants to do once I get the rest of the stuff to get the car going. This is your main feed line. This is the other line that goes to the other back of the fuel rail on this side. Then the one on the bottom of this regulator is the return. Then of course your crossover. And I got the vacuum line boosted reference of TD back there where I got all my sensors and everything. But that's how I done mine. I made a bracket to mount that over there. Couldn't mount it on this side because of the intake tube. But this is all for this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.